Hey guys, Jared here, and we are back for day 3 of this 20-minute series this week. So let's go ahead and get our bodies starting to move, starting to groove, and just get it nice and warm to begin with, okay? As always, we're going to start our workout with a nice, good warm up to get our muscles ready for what we're about to put them through. And today is arm day, so we're going to hit our biceps and our triceps today. And staying with what we've been doing this week, I'm just going to do basically all resistance band, maybe a little bit of body weight as well with some dips with our triceps, but otherwise, basically all resistance bands this week, and body weight, of course. So that is the goal for the day. And I'm just going to go ahead and get my whole body warm, even though I'm just doing my arms. It's good to go ahead and you're still moving around, so you don't want to just do it all on a cold body. If you've been sitting at work, you want to get everything just kind of warm and ready for some activities that you're about to put it through. So you can roll your shoulders. I always like to start with a good shoulder roll for myself. That's up to you. But I highly recommend, because it's a good little thing to do for yourself on a daily basis. Helps your shoulder mobility in the long run. It's just a really nice little thing to pop in there every once in a while. Maybe even every day if you got the time. It only takes a few seconds, right? So maybe you can make some time for some shoulder rolls every day. Alright, so arm day is my favorite day of the week. I don't know if it's going to be yours or not. We're going to, just as we've been doing, a nice quick 20-minute or so workout, including our warm-up and our cool-down. And we're going to move through this pretty fast. Not a lot of breaks in between. We should knock it out nice and quick with our arms, because there's not a lot of, with chest and neck, you're on the floor, you're getting up, you're getting down. For this, we're curling and we're doing our tricep workouts here. We can move through it nice and quick and move on with the rest of our day. If we're at the end of our day, we can just relax, enjoy yourself after you've given your body the love it deserves, showing it some love with some exercises that are gonna get you hopefully to where you want to be, depending on exactly what you're looking for. I think this workout should be able to meet you some goals, especially starting out. If you're a beginner, this is a good workout to think about in the beginning. And you don't have to I'm going for similar like we've been doing this week, with high repetitions and lighter weight, lighter tension with the bands. So if you're a beginner, just use that lighter tension, but not necessarily go for the high numbers. I'm going to be demonstrating the best form I can for you today, as I did in the last couple days. And that's the main thing, getting started with working out, is really finding proper form. So even if you're not using a lot of weight, if you're using proper form, nice even movements up and down, good bend, basing your legs and all that kind of stuff, you're going to start seeing the results. You're going to start feeling the results. And you're just going to start feeling good in general. So we are a few minutes in here. I think we've had a decent little warm up. We'll do a couple more little bends and stretches. Then we'll go ahead and jump on into this. So because we're doing arms, we want to shake them out really good. Make sure they're nice and warm. I'm sure I look kind of silly doing this, but it feels good. So I'm just going to do it anyways. Hope you don't mind. Stretch everything out. Stretch those triceps out. We're going to put them through some work. Good open stretch of the biceps and even the chest and shoulders a little too. Feels good. Alright, let's go ahead and start moving, guys. So, first move is going to be pretty much just a standard curl, okay, with our resistance bands. Not using a lot of tension here. Took off one of the bands because I wasn't using it yesterday and it was just getting in the way, so we're going to go without this time. So with the bands, the wider you stand on them, the more tension you're adding to the weight itself. So find a good tension, nice and even on both sides. And let's just do this, okay? We're keeping our arms nice and straight, a little bend in our legs, curling it all the way up with a nice little squeeze at the top, and then down. Just a good number, high numbers if possible, but whatever number works for you to where you're feeling the burn at the end, okay? See, that was only 20. Which I say, you don't have to necessarily count super intensely here. You're not going for direct set numbers each time. I just did 20 because with that proper form, with that really nice even movement, I'm feeling that burn at 20, so that's where I stopped. Our next exercise is going to be an overhead tricep extension. I'm just going to use the same tension here, okay? And I'm going to take my bands up over my head, like so, with my elbows kind of pointed ahead of me, pointing not like way tight in like so, but nice and forward for you. And then with the bend in your knees, you see my arms are kind of shaking with all that weird tension there. Just extend them up and try to keep, this part of your arm static the whole time, and this is the only part that moves, okay? So watch those upper arms, they're going to stay where they are, and everything else is going to move. Good little start to our day there for those first 2 exercises. Grab you a sip of water if you need it, and then we'll just go ahead and move on to our next exercise. And just like our last curls that we just did, you probably use about the same tension that you had before. We're just going to take them out wide this time. Okay? So that just means I'm going to be pointing out here. My elbow creases are going to be pointing away from my body. But everything else is basically just what you just did. Nice little bend in your knees, curl them up, okay? Nice little hold at the top just for a second. Feel that nice squeeze, and then let it down. That's why you don't need a lot of weight necessarily. If you're looking, especially if you're just looking to tone up, just really demonstrate good form and squeeze that muscle at the top. You're gonna get a great workout. All right, next move. We're going to do some tricep pull downs here. And I have my, you can't see it, but I have a pull-up bar in my doorway here. I'm just going to loop this around the pull-up bar. They also make anchors for these resistance bands, which you can just set either in the bottom or the top of a doorway, whatever exercise you may be doing. And that works as well, but I'm just going to use this pull-up bar because I have it and it works for what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do. Hope that's okay with you guys. Alright, so I'm going to take this out a little bit, add a little bit of tension because this isn't a ton with the one band here. I'm going to demonstrate as best I can for you. Hope you can see me good here. Obviously you want that good bend in your knees. I got a little bend in my hips as well for this because I'm so far away. You can stand up straight, but only if you're pulling straight down. So I'm trying to keep my back kind of on plane with the way the bands themselves are going. Alright, and like before, this stays static, this moves. Okay, so just watch close a couple times and then jump into it. Nice form all the way down, all the way up. Starting to burn already. Pump out a few more here. And your numbers may gradually start to decrease throughout this workout, which is okay. It just means you're fatiguing the muscles that you are intending to fatigue, and that's the goal. Okay, so next exercise, jump right on into it. Get you a little sip of water if you need it. Let's go ahead and do this. Maybe a little more tension for these, just for me, but that's just for me. So find whatever tension works good for you. And this is what we're going to do. Excuse me. What we're going to do is a hammer grip, which just means I'm holding it like I would hold a tennis racket or something like that, right, in my hands, like it's a handle. And I'm going to bring them into me. So I'm starting here. I'm going to bring them into my chest. I'm going to stop there and hold it for just a second and let it down, okay? Do a little bend in your knees for support. And let's hammer them in. Good. Alright, next tricep exercise will be, I'm going to do a little dip variation. I'm going to do 2 styles of dips today. And the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to have my legs up high on this stool right here. My arms on the ground, and I'm going to dip like that. Then my second dip is I'm going to grab the other stool and do kind of a standard, which you would have a bar at the gym or something like that, a dip. This is what we're going to do this time. So any surface can work for you. You don't need to be as high up here. You can use, I usually use my ottoman for stuff like this, but I'm just going to add a little bit more difficulty with my legs a little bit higher up. Okay? And keep those legs kind of parallel here and just dip it down and dip it up. You can almost touch your butt to the ground when you do this. Make sure you straighten those arms at the top. I'm already starting to burn because having your legs up there adds a little bit of tension. So you don't need to go as high as I'm going here. Whew. I think I'm done. I'm just going to do 2 more. Alright. Get this out of the way. And we're going to do another hammer style pull, curl, excuse me. But this time, just like we did the wide curls before, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to use that hammer grip style this time as well, okay? So not much difference other than the grip. Find a good tension that works for you. Bend in the knees. Nice even pull up, pull down. Nice and even. No need to rush this. Make sure you're demonstrating good form throughout. And once you're burning good, you know your time is up. You can go ahead and start getting ready for the next exercise. I'm going to do 1 more. Okay. Should be it for the hammer grips. I'm going to fix that a little bit. And let's see what our next one is going to be. Alright, it's going to be a tricep kickback. And I'm just going to use my pull-up bar up here again for my bands. So this move, I'm going to hold it like I would have a chin up, right, the grip wise. And I'm going to put one leg in front of the other to get really good, solid support. Alright, I'm going to keep my elbows kind of tight to my body here. I'm going to curl it down. Find a good tension. That was a little bit more than necessary. So right about here, elbows nice and tight. Upper arm stays where it is. And then go down. Start burning your forearms a little as well because we were gripping these. That's good too. Nothing wrong with that. So once you start burning good, which I already am, I'm going to do 2 more. That means you're done. Alright. Oh, I need a drink. And then we will move on to our next exercise. So we're going to take this like the standard curl we did in the very beginning. I'm just going to add a little variation to it. I've done this before in previous videos, so you might have seen it before, right? So one arm is going to curl up halfway, and the other one's going to stay like this. So this arm is going to stay static. I'm going to curl this one, okay? I'm going to do half with this arm like this, and then I'm going to switch. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to curl this arm, okay? So watch closely here if you haven't done these before. Good, nice, even form here. So this arm's going to stay static. I'm going to curl this one up, nice and tight at the top, little squeeze, even movements. Of course, you do want that nice solid base. I think I said that, but if I didn't, now I am. That right arm is burning, holding that thing steady. All right. One more up here with this pull-up bar action. So this is sort of like a variation of the overhead extension. Only this time, I'm going to take a different shape, which I'll show you here. So, you can see me okay. Just a second here. Alright, so this move, I'm going to take my, I'm even going to kind of hold the band sort of together for one movement. Here, even though I'm holding it with both, I got them kind of locked together here in my hands. Lean over nice and low and extend over, okay? Nice, even movement. Burning good on those. We're almost done here, guys. Stick with me for 2 more moves and we'll cool it down, okay? Alright, we are going to go for a set number 1 time today, okay? So I'm going to take my arms out a little wide like we did out here, but not quite as wide. And for these, they're called 21s. So 7 to this point, to the stopping point halfway. And then once we reach 7, we're going to stop there, and then we're going to curl up only to that halfway point for 7. And then I'm going to drop it all the way down for a whole curl for another 7. Okay, so watch close if you haven't done these before. I'm going to go ahead and get going. So just halfway at first. Stop at 7, and then curl from this point. Okay, now we're stopping there. We're going to curl it all the way down, all the way up for the last 7. Alright, 1 last move, and we'll cool it down. I told you I was going to do some dips on some stools, and here you go. So if you don't have this kind of situation, you can do, I've even done it on the corner of a counter in my kitchen before. You can find some sort of way to get this, or you can try doing, you can put your hands up on a surface this time and have your legs down. If you prefer that, that's fine, or if that's all that can work for you, then obviously that's fine. Let's just go ahead and jump into this. It's just standard dips, okay? Just a nice, solid, even form. Okay, and that's it for the day. We're going to cool our our muscles down a little bit. And then we'll call it quits. Alright, so our arms just got through a lot of work here. So to start things off, I'm just going to really shake them out a little bit here. Loosen all that tightness that we just put into them. Nice big old hug and love yourself here, why not? Stretch those biceps up nice and wide. Alright, a little more shaking. Alright, let's take our triceps up for a little stretch here. So overhead like so, kind of pull it down. Pat yourself on the back a little bit here, you just did a great job. Hold that for a second. Let's move on to the next. Pat yourself one more time because you did an awesome job. Hold it. Alright. It's a great little workout. It's nice and quick. And if you're like me, your arms are burning pretty good right now. So do a little bit more stretching here. Excuse me. I've grown it out every once in a while. That's okay. Little side bends are always nice. I just like the way they feel. Good for your obliques, just to stretch them out anyways. My heart rate's getting down now. Getting back to that regular threshold that we operate in on a daily basis. Good little workout. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the last of our 20-minute series this go around. And I think what I might do in our next workouts is do a similar style, though I might use some weights next time just for my sake and hopefully. But obviously everything I'm doing here that I just did with my resistance bands, you can do with dumbbells as well. Not the tricep pull downs, that kind of thing, but a lot of what I'm doing here with demonstrating with those, you can also do with dumbbells, especially for curling for your arms, your biceps. Okay, stretch my legs a little bit. I'm gonna call her quits for the day. And of course, I always like to sign off with my little buddy, Max. Come here, Max. Come here. Come on. This is Max. He's coming slowly. I kind of woke him up from his sleep, but he's okay. Come here, buddy. It's Max. You want to say hey? Say hey, buddy. Alright, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you did, I plan to continue putting out videos on a regular basis. So if you are finding something you like here, please subscribe to my channel. It'll support me. It'll support yourself because you'll have perfect access to everything you need. And obviously, if you have any comments, suggestions for me, please leave me and I will always respond. I promise that much, okay? Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.